Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. So in the last few years we've tested a ton of gaming headsets, and I thought it would be really nice to make a little list of my favorite wireless gaming headsets. It's going to be a very interesting list with a big price range, starting with some models that are around 80 euros, which is pretty much the price mark where decent wireless headsets come into play, going all the way to 300 euro or US dollar mark, and talk about some premium high quality models. Now, there is two rules. It needs to be a wireless headset and it needs to have a microphone. So it needs to be a headset, not an audio headphone. Also worth mentioning, I usually play a lot of PC games and PlayStation games, so all these models are going to be compatible with both platforms. Let's give it a go. This video is brought to you by the Aorus 8027QD, Gigabyte's very first gaming monitor that earned my top recommendation if you're looking for a fast, solid performing 27-inch Quad HD monitor for gaming and creative tasks. Get yours using the link in the description below. So we're gonna start off with my favorite affordable model that actually falls into that sub 100 euro category, and that is the Corsair HS70. So with this headset, Corsair promised a lot of bang for buck, and that is exactly what this headset does. Mind you, it is not a phenomenal headset, but when we talk about some other models later on, you will notice that most of them have like a painful flaw that you kind of need to learn to live with. While this one actually avoids doing anything wrong, really. It is just a decent headset all around. The build quality is decent, the design is actually pretty nice, it doesn't have any RGB nonsense. The padding is great on top and on the ear pads, and the ear pads are actually quite large. It is adjustable highly, so it can fit any head from small to large, and it has a medium clamping force. It is just quite comfortable. I'm just gonna put it on so you can see. It looks actually pretty nice as well. Feature-wise, it is pretty straightforward. So it has a removable microphone, it has a mute button, and it has a volume wheel on the headset itself. But there are also a few things that you can change with the software, with IQ software, which is very user-friendly, and there's quite a few options to choose from. When it comes to the microphone quality, is also very decent, especially considering the price of this headset. So I'm just gonna do a little test of the microphone for you guys. Okay, so this is a Corsair HS70. It sounds pretty okay for a wireless headset in this price range. It's not phenomenal, but it's quite decent. The sound is also very decent as expected. It doesn't have phenomenal detail, it doesn't have that great depth, but it's gonna handle well anything you throw at it, whether it's gaming or music or movies. You're just not gonna feel that you settle down for a budget model here. When it comes to volume, it also goes very, very loud. It is, if that is your concern and you like to damage your eardrums for some reason. Now, usually this headset is 100 euros, but currently it's actually on special. It is 80 euros here in Europe or $80 in the US, which is a very good price. So it makes it very easy to recommend to anyone that is looking for a wireless gaming headset currently. If you do happen to have a very large head and you're worried that the HS70 is not going to fit, you can check the Corsair Void Pro Wireless, which is very similar to the HS70, but it's a bit larger, bulkier, and have a bit of a looser fit, and it only costs a few euros more. And next on the list we have the HyperX Cloud Flight. So this headset is around 125 US dollars or 135 euros. And comparing to the HS70, I do actually have a few points of criticism for this headset. The first thing that you notice when you take it out of the box and you think is, why did I spend so much money on a piece of plastic like this? Because it just doesn't look impressive. It has a bit of an old school design. It almost has no padding whatsoever. It's fairly flimsy and light. It only has red LEDs here, like it's 2009. And when it comes to the software, well, you can pretty much check the battery life and change the volume of the headset and the microphone, and that's it. It just makes you wonder, why did they bother making a software package at all? But the thing about the HyperX Cloud Flight is that all those things make zero impact to your experience with this headset. First, I want to say that it's very flexible, very adjustable. It can fit any head size pretty much out there. It has a very nice, very low clampy force, and it's just overall comfortable. But the main thing about it is that it's very light. It is the lightest wireless headset out there currently, and I think it's even lighter than most of the wired versions as well. And that is great because it makes it unnoticeable even after hours and hours of playing games and sitting next to your PC. The second thing this thing has going for itself is the battery life. So it has one of the most impressive battery lives when it comes to wireless gaming headset. I think it goes around 25 to 30 hours on a single battery charge, and that is impressive. Of course, you do have to turn off the LED, which is okay because it's ugly anyways, but it's much more than any of the competition, whether it's the same price range or even the more expensive ones. When it comes to sound, it is very similar to the HS70, with the HS70 having a bit more bass and this one actually having a bit more clarity, so it gives you better positioning while gaming, for example, making it a great headset for competitive esports games. This is the sound recording of the HyperX Cloud Flight. It is very similar to the Corsair HS70, a bit clearer in my opinion, but again very decent for a wireless headset in this price range. So if you are looking for a very comfortable, long-lasting, light headset and you are sensitive to heaviness or stuff around your ears, this is definitely the one to look for. Between the HyperX and some of the two more expensive models that I'm going to talk about later, we have a very difficult gap. So if you're looking for a headset that is between 150 to 250 euros, there is a lot of headsets to choose from, but there's also a lot to complain about. A good example of that actually is the Logitech G935. Now, I personally didn't really want to include this headset in my list at all because it's not my personal favorite, but it deserves to be here because it has hands down the best sound of all other headsets. It has the best sound of all the sub 200 euro headset and probably as good, if not better sound than the more expensive models. That being said, there is a lot of flaws to this headset as well. It is very heavy, it is very bulky, it is very clampy, it's quite uncomfortable. If you like immersive gaming and if you like the surround sound and you like to watch a lot of movies and action-packed series, then this headset is just great. It is a very popular headset, people really like it, it is just not my personal choice. And this is just a short recording of the Logitech G935 microphone, and as you can hear, the sound is quite decent. And now let's talk about my two favorite high-end models, which is the Astro A50 and Steelseries Arctis Pro Wireless. Both of these models are around 300 euros or $300 US, and they're just a different class than the previous headsets I mentioned. They feel better, they look better, and they sound a lot better. They have a lot of features, they have a great chat mix options, they have great software packages. While Astro has a bit more fine-tuning in its software, the Steelseries software is a bit more user-friendly, I would say. They both come with a dock and they all have a USB connection, an analog connection and an optical connection, which means you can connect them to your PC and your PlayStation at the same time and even to your speakers. It's actually very hard to make a choice between these two. They both have something unique going on and some cool things that you have to consider when making your choice. Let's start with the Astro. So, the Astro has a really cool little button here in the back where you can swap between 3 programmable equalizer settings, and you can also access your chat mix option from the headset itself, so you don't have to be close to the dock, and it's perfect for couch gaming because of that. You can sit down, be lazy, and do everything from the headset itself. The second thing I want to mention is that the ear pads are very easily removable, so you can clean them or replace them with just a little click. They have magnets, see? That being said, buying extra ear pads or the expansion kit, I think it's called, it's quite expensive. It's around 40 euros or US. But it's still cool that you can do it so easily. When it comes to the Steelseries, everything is actually happening on the dock, so you don't really have to access the software so much. You can change most of the settings with this button over here, which makes it great for people that sit next to the PC a lot and close to the dock. It's also cool that it has a Bluetooth option, so you can actually take your phone calls with this headset as well, which is a very cool little addition. Both of them have a different approach when it comes to charging. So the Astro is going to charge on its dock, and all you have to do is literally put it down and it's going to charge. The battery life is around 12 to 14 hours with a normal volume, which means you need to charge it every day or every other day, depending on how much you use it. Steelseries, on the other hand, is very smart because it comes with two batteries. One is in your headset and one is constantly charging in your dock. It takes around 3 seconds to change it. I'm just going to show it. It's actually quite quick. So, out with the old, in with the new, and done. Which means that you never have to pick up a wire for this headset. It is always wireless. You can see when the battery is low and just replace it within 3 seconds. You have a full charged battery. The battery itself is a bit shorter than the one of the Astro, but you can always swap them, so that makes it, in my opinion, slightly better. The second thing that is very cool is that you can purchase an extra pair of batteries for around 20 euros. So if these deteriorate after a while, you can have new ones for almost no money. This is the sound recording of the Steelseries Arctis Pro Wireless. Now, out of the box, this headset sounded a bit better than the Astro A50, but with the Astro you actually have the ability to tweak some settings. Now you will hear how the Astro sounds. This is the sound recording of the Astro A50. In its software you can actually change a few things to make the microphone sound differently. This is the way I like it the most. It is quite different than the Steelseries Arctis Pro Wireless, but you can decide on your own which one you like more. Now, at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference. What do you like? Astro, in my opinion, has a bit more of a boyish design and it's going to fit larger heads better, while Steelseries is a bit more elegant and it has this restrictive strip, so I don't know if it's going to fit everyone. Me personally, I think I'm going to go with the Steelseries mostly because I love how it fits and how it looks. I think it sounds slightly better, and I absolutely love the fact that you can swap the battery and you can purchase new batteries, so you never ever have to go wired. But that's my choice. You have to decide for yourself what you like more between these two. They are both good choices. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about this review, and if there is something else you would like us to cover, or maybe do a roundup of wired headsets. Just let me know in the comments and I'll look it up. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and see you in the next one. Bye!